Hello, everyone. It's time for us to get started. So really pleased to have you on board. And let me just start my video so I can see you. Okay, awesome. So I am very pleased to be presenting this fabulous topic tonight. And just by way of preparation, a couple of things that I need to tell you. First of all, my name's Brenda Rogers and I'm the training manager with Young Living, and it's my pleasure to have you on our call or on our webinar tonight. And secondly, we are learning about Aroma Freedom Technique, and there are a couple of things that you might want to have, or I recommend you have available for our processes tonight, and that would be some oils. So while we're waiting for a few more to come on board, please get up and grab your frankincense, your stress away, your lavender, and your lemon, because Catherine's going to be speaking about those oils and helping you to use those oils in the process that we have today. So thanks. Hello, everyone. Hello, Alyssa, Linda, Irina, Ra. Nice to see you. Marky B, hello. And once again, a reminder, if you want everyone in our audience to see your post, you need to do it to all panelists and attendees. So otherwise it's just us who see it. Now, give me a thumbs up if you've got your oils, because if so, we're going to get started. So hi, Michelle, Ella, Emma, Natasha, Maria, Danae, thank you. Yes, Danae, Michelle D, Charlie, hello, welcome. So if you've got your oils, yep, I get a thumbs up. You've got your oils, good. So I really encourage you to get some, even if it's something similar, not quite the same, because when you participate in today's program, you'll get a lot more out of it than if you just sit and watch. So I encourage you to get involved, be bold, be out there and join us. So cool. All right. So the beautiful Catherine Chan is going to introduce a little bit about herself when she starts speaking with us. But let me just share with you one little thing that I'd like to use to illustrate Aroma Freedom Technique. So some of you know emotional freedom technique and other things that out there used by psychologists and non-psychologists to help people shift limiting beliefs, which we all know you can talk till the cows come home sometimes and nothing changes until something changes. And so we have this extraordinary tool now where we can assist people or assist ourselves in shifting stuff that's in the way of some of the goals that we have. And so I was working with Catherine. Catherine came to the Sydney office and was working with us demonstrating the technique. And I decided to use this little challenge that I'd been having, which was basically having dessert after dinner. So I know there's nothing wrong with dessert. It's only a little bit of chocolate. It was only a little bit of something sweet. But it kind of sometimes went to lunch because there was lunchtime dessert sometimes. And I was like, I'm over this. I do not want to do this. But I felt like I was doing it even when I didn't want to do it, and just seemed to have me in its grip. So I used the process that we're going through tonight with Catherine. And I said, okay, set my goal. I want to have dessert rarely. Not every night. I want to have it rarely. And so we went through the process, the 12 steps, and it was really clear. It was a very clear process. The images came up clearly, and the issues came up clearly. It was really amazing. And I can't remember if it was from that day forward or within a few days, but I decided I was going to not have dessert, use my willpower, which hadn't really lasted any other time, but I was going to use my willpower to do it. And within a couple of days, it wasn't willpower anymore. I just didn't want it. I didn't crave it. In fact, when we had my birthday, and we had cake, it was like, oh, I don't even crave this stuff anymore. So I was just absolutely blown away. And I believe that lots of people have got really great results with the Aroma Freedom Technique as well. And it's in line with our beautiful essential oil. So it's something I think we all want to be aware of. Not to mention the fact that when we have things in our way of growing a business or doing those things we need to do, like follow-up calls and so on, then having a little bit of help along the way can be amazing. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring our lovely Catherine onto the call. I'll just, excuse me while I just get her so that you can see her. I think that is how it works. No. Yes, there it is. There it is. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'll need to unmute you, Catherine, or you can unmute you. I believe you can. There you go.
I have to unmute myself and accept your invitation. How are you, Belinda?
I'm excellent. Thank you. So I'm going to hand it over to you. Please introduce yourself to our lovely audience, and can't wait to hear what you've got to say. So
thank you. But I'm so glad to hear your testimony. Isn't that amazing? I just typed in one of the topics that we can do, cravings with AFT. So let's introduce myself. My name is Catherine Chan Kwa. I'm a clinical psychologist by trade. I became a Young Living member since June last year, 2016. When I first started, it was actually about my son's eczema. Here you go. You can see my lovely husband and my 4-year-old son going to be. He has extreme eczema. So as you know, as a mother, you go high and low to search for solutions. So we have even gone to UK, which is via the internet, to look for a dermatologist to help us. Until my girlfriend introduced me to Young Living Oil. And you can tell that now that his skin has improved a lot. And how did I came on to AFT? Aroma Freedom Technique, this journey is, I started this February to know Dr. Perkus, very much just like you guys tonight, that being introduced to Aroma Freedom Technique. And I signed up as a practitioner and instructor straight away. So since then, I've been teaching Aroma Freedom Technique in Hong Kong and in Sydney. So I'm hoping that we will be able to bring it around to Australia next year. Okay, so the topic tonight is how to be effective with Aroma Freedom Technique in building your business. Okay, so Brenda asked me how AFT has actually helped my Young Living business. So I actually did a quick sum up. So since February this year, I became a serious builder in terms of like became as a user, turned into actively building my Young Living business. I did a quick look at my members tonight. I have 48 members, which means at the moment I'm at executive level since February till now. February I was distributors and then a star member in star ranking in March or April. And then I promoted to executive probably in May this year. And I have 48 members. So through AFT, when I introduce to my friends or family, through AFT, I have signed up 22 members because they have experienced AFT, which is the Aroma Freedom Technique. So you can actually see that how effective it is. So almost half of my members in my teams are using AFT as their daily practices, or like, they have been using it in different areas of their lives. So let's go on to the slides and see why we use the Aroma Freedom Technique. So Brenda, if you click on that, you can actually see the books as well. Yep, here you go. This is an actual, the Aroma Freedom Technique textbook written by Dr. Benjamin Perkus. Okay, so there are a few points here that why we use it to build your business. So basically, it helps you to become radiant by clearing blocks to success and joy. So when you are a radiant people or person, you attract others who want to be like you. Okay, and you can also use AFT to help others to realize their dreams and desire. And of course, you won't miss out that you want to be successful in your dreams and desire to. So therefore, with AFT, we use essential oil with specific step, which we call like 12 steps, to experience the powerful changes that you will notice immediately. And then we'll move on to the next slides that Brenda will help me. Okay, so how are we going to use this in your business? Okay, first of all, we all experience barriers. Okay, so we're going to help you to overcome your barriers to become successful. All right, second of all, we'll work with your team to keep everyone moving forward. Because as a team leader, I understand that we all experience different, difficulties. And working with people, that sometimes will be a challenge. So you can help your team members to be clear and clarify their barriers to become successful. Okay, and most of all, you would need to meet with your prospect. And this is important to help them to create a meaningful changes in their lives that will help them to learn how to use oils and other products in Young Living as well. Okay, let's see what's the next one. Okay, now we have to be really, I wish I can see you all. Like, this is Dr. Benjamin Perkus. So he has been a psychotherapist since 1995, and he has been using essential oil since 2001 and also been teaching as well. So he has quite a number of credentials. Why not we just bring up all the points so everyone can see it as well. And he is well trained in psychology. Therefore, AFT is actually combined with all this modality into one with aromatherapy to help you to achieve your goal. And Dr. Perkus also has been teaching in different conferences with how to use essential oil internationally. And of course, he's the author of the book of the Aroma Freedom Technique. I have a little story to tell you about this. You will have seen the book, or some of you. Ask you a question. How long do you think it took him to finish writing his book? It's about 150 pages. Anyone who have guessed? Okay, I'll quickly move on. It actually took him 10 days to finish this book. Okay, so he actually used AFT to help himself to remove his negative thoughts and emotion in achieving, this goal. So this is quite amazing. For anyone who tried to write a book would know that there's actually quite a lot of obstacles as well. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so what is really the Aroma Freedom Technique? Okay, from here on, I'll just use AFT as a simple terms, okay? So it is a step-by-step process to identifying and releasing negative thoughts, feelings, and memories that interfere with your goals and dreams. So we are going to use essential oil to trigger a permanent shift in how we view ourselves and the world. Okay, so let's go on. Now, what's really happening here? We all have used essential oil. We know the most powerful way is actually to smell directly the oil and bring it into ourselves. But what is the smell is doing? It's actually so powerful and automatic as well. So when you smell of some food that is gone wrong, you won't be eating it. Okay? And in the animal kingdoms, when they can actually smell the predators, they're going to run away. They're not going to stay around and let them to be, became the dinner, right? So what is it more about? The scientific way of looking at it is the smell and the brain, okay? We all have the olfactory gland that knowing that it connects directly to our limbic system, which is in our brain. And it's the most primitive approach, which we learn about whether we are safe or unsafe feelings. Okay, let's go into a little bit more details of the next slides, where you guys can see the amygdala and hippocampus. Amygdala is our emotional center, and hippocampus is our memory center. So this will trigger our instinct, whether we are safe or not, which means flight flight, or freeze survival responses. And smell is actually will trigger this immediately. Okay, so how does this work now? So what we know of for centuries, whether it's Western or Eastern, they have used, different smell to help us to be calm in order to be able to meditate. For example, Catholic churches will use frankincense, which we are very familiar of as well. And the Eastern religions will mostly use sandalwood. And I'm sure some of you will also have sandalwood at home, the essential oil too. Okay, so what is the next one? Okay, now, where AFT is really using this straightforward or simple technique by using scent to bring out our negative emotion and negative thoughts in order to help us to understand what is blocking us. And at the same time, scent essential oil will help us to dissolve these negative feelings and negative thoughts as well. And you all are going to experience this tonight. How about we go to the next slide to be more clear? That's where I mentioned before, there are 12 steps for the Aroma Freedom Technique. We'll quickly look at these 12 steps, and I hope that we'll spend more time tonight for you all to experience this technique, okay? So let me introduce you for step 1, obviously setting your intention, which means you're going to set up a goal. And tonight we'll probably talk more about the building your business or something that you would like to overcoming some of the blockages in order for you to go forward, or your team as well. Then the second step, you'll be listening for a negative voice. This is the inner voice, the negative voice that will very naturally come up when we are taking this 12 step. And as we hear the negative voice, you'll learn you'll learn about your feelings, how you feel about how are your feelings when you hear your negative voice. And then from there, we'll link up to your feelings in your bodies. And step 5, you'll be asked to, basically you can close your eyes from the very beginning, but then step 5, you'll be asked to drift back to an early time when you felt the same way, either some time ago or long time ago. And then in step 6, that's why Brenda asked you guys to prepare the oil, frankincense, stress away, and lavender. That you'll be using these 3 oils to focus on your thought, feelings, and memory. And this is what we call the memory releasing blend. Okay, so which is the lavender, stress away, and frankincense. Now, what we're going to do is that step 7 will be asking you to see what's happened to the image, thoughts, and feelings. Okay, in step 8, notice new beliefs starting to emerge. Identify creative ideas related to your intention or your goal. Okay, and step 9, we'll ask you to state your original intention out loud again, and you'll rate it 0 to 10. Okay, I think in step 1, I forgot to mention that you will be asked to rate the likelihood of 0 to 10, but doesn't matter. We'll keep going. And then if step 9 here, if your number is less than 8, we actually will go back to step 2 and start again for the same process, which we'll call this to be round 2. Okay, and tonight, because it's a big group, that's what I'm going to explain to you, that we're actually going to do it twice for this process between step 2 to step 9. And after second round, then we'll move forward to step 10 to help you to create an affirmation that expresses your new and positive beliefs. And in step 11, you'll be saying out loud your affirmation, and you can either smell the oil called transformation or power pose. But because tonight is special, we actually focus on the PSK first, so that's why we ask you to use lemon, which is an uplifting, essential oil, which most of you would know. Then we'll ask you to stand up to make a power pose, which I'll demonstrate later with you together. In step 12, you'll be making a plan, because if you have a goal and not making a plans and taking action is only a dream. Okay, so I have given you a brief overview. We'll go into more details about how this is going to help you to build your business. Okay, now, first of all, I'll encourage you guys to set a goal for yourself and ask yourself a few of these questions. Why do you want to grow a young living business? What will we do for me and my family? And what will we do for the world? These are a couple of examples that you could ask yourself and help yourself to set a goal for tonight. And then what will be next? We can go for the next slides. Okay. Then, oh, we forgot to ask you whether you have a piece of paper and a pen. Okay. We'll probably take a couple of seconds for you to grab a piece of paper and pen. What is the hardest part about building your business? Let's write that down. These are the few examples we have listed here. Think about it. Are you scared of being rejected if you want to share your oil experience? Would you be afraid of failure? That if I'm not progressing as far as my teammate, would you be actually fears of being successful? Or many other ways of, stopping you from reaching your goal? So write a few of these down. Okay, how about we start going to the next slide then, Brenda? Okay, so now I hope you have found a goal or set up a goal for yourself. It will be your turn. And I'll give a few more tips for you to think about your business. Then let's go to the next slide, Brenda, please. Okay, so some strategies for working with your team. Because sometimes might not be our difficulties. Sometimes the difficulty is helping our members to move forward. So would you help them to have weekly coaching in person or online? Help them to clarify their visions or why they want to build a young living business? Or help them to set a realistic and measurable goals? Would you continue to be teaching, holding events, or building skills in your team? Okay, so as I mentioned before, it is not enough to just clearing blockages. It will be important for everyone to actually climb the mountain, means do the work and put the time in order to achieve your goal. So what are the next slides that are coming up now? Okay, so some strategies that you can help yourself and your team is introducing essential oil with the AFT class. Help people to have a positive experience and talk about their dreams and removing their blockages. Or attract people who want to live a better life. Maybe you attract some therapists. Like my team have a couple of psychologists and chiropractor that they want to use AFT to help others. Or maybe using AFT as helping people who want to live a healthier life or healthier mental health life. So you can introduce the book to them as a marketing tool too. Next slide, please. Now, are you ready? We're actually going to go through the 12-step process now. So when you are ready, could you give me a thumbs up so I know everyone is ready and we'll get going with the 12 step. Fantastic, right? Excellent. Alisa? Okay. Thank you. You guys are so attentive. All right, let's get ready. Maybe would like to a little bit more focus. Then I'll ask you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to help yourself to be a more focused. Now, when you're ready, you can set your goal. And if you have pen and paper, you can write that down. As you have set your goal, let's focus on that and rate how likely it seems. 0 being impossible, 10 being totally confident. As we go into step 2, listen for the negative voice that tells you this is not possible. Step 3, notice how you feel when you hear that negative voice. Notice how you feel when you hear that negative voice. You can use one word to describe that feeling. You feel sad, feel ashamed, feel angry, feel guilty. Step 4, notice where you feel in your body. Notice where you feel it in your body. Step 5, drift back to an early time when you felt the same way. Step 5, drift back to an earlier time when you felt the same way. It could be a picture, a movie, or you might not have any image. There's about 10% of the people do not have any image. Drift back to an early time when you felt the same way. It could be a picture, a movie, or you might not have any of the image at all. That's okay. Just focus on your feelings. Now, step 6, when you have the picture all together, let's take a drop of lavender, frankincense, and stress away. Onto your palm. Just put a drop on your palm, not on your fingertip. 1 drop of frankincense, lavender, and stress away. And then you just rub it through your palm, not on your fingertip because it might get to your eye. Okay. And you can put it up in front of your nose. Inhale it. And as you breathe the scent of the oil, you breathe it through your nose and breathe it into the picture, the thoughts, the feelings, and the sensation in your body. Take your time. Smell the oil in through your nose, into the picture, into the thought, feeling, and sensation. Step 7. We can go to the next slide. Thank you. Now, as you breathe the oil, see what happens to the image, thoughts, and feelings. As you smell the oil, see what happens to the image, thoughts, and feelings. Step 8. Notice new beliefs starting to emerge. Identify creative ideas related to your intention. Notice any new beliefs started to emerge. See if there's any creative ideas related to your intention or your goal. Okay. Step 9. When you're ready, you can state out your intention out loud or state your original goal out loud and rate it 0 to 10. 0 being impossible, 10 being totally confident. So when you're ready, you can actually type your numbers, your first number as you first rated your intention, and then your second number as you rated how possible it is now. Fantastic, right? 4 and 7. Anyone else would like to share? 1 and 7, 5, 8. Wow. Wow, fantastic. Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Wow. Thanks for sharing. 1 and 5, 2 and 7. Excellent. Now, we still have a bit of time, and some of our friends might not have reached as high as 8. I think we could do it one more round. For those who have reached 8, doesn't matter. You can do it one more round to help you to clear more blockages, or some of the negative voice might be still there. So could we go back to step 2, Brenda, please? Okay, so you have your origin goal set. Okay, now let's listen for the negative voice that tells you this is not possible. As you hear this negative voice, we go into step 3. Notice how you feel when you hear the negative voice. Use one word to describe that. Being regretful, you hate it, actually afraid of it, you feel angry, ashamed, guilt, or sadness. Step 4. Notice where you feel it in your body. Step 5. Drift back to an early time when you felt the same way. It could be a picture, a movie, or you might not have a picture or movie at all. It's okay. That's about 10% of the people don't have that. So drift back to an early time when you felt the same way. Step 6. In the second round, you can actually just use frankincense if you want to add more oil, or you might actually got plenty from the first round. Just start smelling the oil. As you focus on the snapshot while you smell the oil through into the picture, the thoughts, the feeling, and the sensation. Step 7. See what happens to the image, thoughts, and feelings. As you smell the oil into the image, thought, and feeling, and see what happens to them. Step 8. Notice new beliefs starting to emerge. Identify creative ideas related to your intention. As you smell the oil, notice what happened to your thoughts, feelings, and sensation. And notice any new beliefs starting to emerge. Any new ideas related to your goal. Step 9. State your original goal out loud and rate it 0 to 10. How possible does it feel right now? 0 being impossible, 10 being totally confident. Excellent. Fantastic. Anyone would like to share a bit more about their numbers? It looks like a lot of us got great results. This is amazing. Wow, Diane, good on you. 2, 7, and 10. Excellent. Let's move on quickly to step 10. Now, let's create an affirmation that expresses your new or positive belief. What it meant by is a sentence that you give yourself affirmation. This sentence could be your original goal, or could be the new ideas that came up in step 9 or 8. So if you have a pen or paper, write that down. It will be nice to be short and sweet, which means I'm a confident business builder, or I'm a confident communicator. I'm confident in share essential oil with people. This might be just a few examples that you can put down as your affirmation. Okay, when you're ready, we can go to step 11. This will be the most exciting time, one of the exciting time. Even though we put down transformation or belief, because sometimes we may not have all this oil, so we could use lemon. And because we have asked you to prepare lemon, so we can use lemon. What you do now is, you can see that in the picture, the lady is standing up. Just put a drop of lemon in your palm. Okay. As you put the oil in your palm and rub it and smell it. And as you smell it, you stand in a power pose. Hopefully you can see me. Lift this up. This is called a power pose. Okay. And then you can say out loud your affirmation. I'm a confident business builder, or I'm a confident communicator. I can share with people easily. Okay. So this is called a power pose. Why do we do a power pose? So as we say, we combine the psychological theories into each of the steps. So from the Harvard Business School, they have done a research looking at people do a power pose. They actually raise up your serotonin and dopamine and confidence. And by doing the power pose 3 times or 3 days in a row, 2 times a day and 2 minutes each, will actually help you to create a new neural pathway in our brain, which is a good habit. Is your affirmation is a positive action to help you to do so. So this power pose will be important. That's why I asked you guys to write down your affirmation to see how this is going. So in the next 3 days, morning and night, to do this affirmation and say this out loud with using the essential oil. Of course, if you guys have transformation or belief, this will be great too. Okay. So how do you guys feel? Let's describe your feelings right now using a simple one word to type into the, the chat box that I'll know where you guys are at. Excellent. Excellent. Wow, unstoppable. Good. Good. Excellent. Okay. Fantastic result. I'm really happy for you guys. This is so powerful. Okay. Now, don't forget the last step, step 12. It will be important for you guys to make a plan and take action daily. Just remember that clearing blockages doesn't mean that will help us to achieve our goal. You actually need to take action in order to be successful. So I wish you all the best. And hopefully I'll be able to hear from you, some of you, about your achievement.
Thank you, Catherine. I think it might be perfect time to answer any questions. And I'm going to put that link in the text box here. I don't know how that works, but
Oh, you might want to put my slides that if someone wants to ask me further questions, that they will get my contact details. Thank you.
So any questions from our audience? We've got a ton of people on, but if you want to clarify anything, not specifically about the training, because that's something you can do outside of this webinar, but anything you're curious about regarding the oils or regarding the process or when it might be appropriate or not appropriate, we've got a couple of minutes for a couple of questions, so we'd love to hear from you. And Catherine, I might ask you one myself just to get things started, and that's when it's not appropriate to use this on yourself. But there's also the question from Chrissy about using envision in place of believe and transformation.
Sorry, say again. Like,
whether you
can it use?
Yes, swapping the oils out, really, which I'm sure will be possible.
We can. Sorry, I'm just not used to have so many questions all at once. Okay. Clarity blend, you can actually use it at the beginning for clarity is when people are not sure about their goals. So you can help them to clarify and use it at the beginning, before step 1.
And can you use envision instead of believe?
Yes, you can. As you have more clearings, you will actually have more intuition to know which oil you would like to use.
Wow. And last question is, if somebody's suffering from panic attacks, which is quite serious, what's your recommendation for that kind of thing?
You can actually do that as well. In my clinics, I actually have experienced significant improvement with my clients with anxieties. Normally it takes about 6 to 10 sessions for people to, see the symptoms shifted. But some of my clients actually reduced to about 3 to 4 sessions for them to see the result.
I think we can answer overall that you can swap out oils, and it isn't restricted to the ones that Catherine mentioned. So it's about being intuitive and selecting what you have. So, so for information regarding the training, please email Catherine directly, and keep an eye on information here. We'll be having in the training room here in the office, we'll be having a program coming up, but maybe you have a few people who are interested and you can speak to Catherine about coming to your city as well. I'm sure that's a possibility. So I think we'll leave it at there. Is there a final thing you'd like to mention to our audience, just as a way of summary, or how excited you are with this whole technique? Just something you'd like to leave us with?
Well, this is actually transforming life. Personally, I've experienced the power of AFT. I have seen how powerfully it has shown me that as a psychologist, I thought, I've done about 3 years therapy myself. But actually, as I use AFT, it actually helped me to clear some of the blockages personally as well. And as I mentioned, business definitely helped me to build up the Young Living business as well as my practices. And then with my family and friends, they also been benefit from the AFT as well. So I just want to remind everyone to remember to do your affirmation the next 3 days. And now you have my contact. You can feel free to ask me any questions, not just about the training, but in any way of Aroma Freedom Technique, or I'm actually very thankful to Gary with all the emotional oils that he has created. They are very beneficial, not just for mental health practitioners, but for everyday people, that they can use it as well.
Yeah, thank you so much
tonight, and I'm so glad. You're most welcome.
And the recording will be available in the virtual office in the next couple of days. We thank you for your time tonight, and we'll see you again on another webinar in the future. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.